Good afternoon, boys and girls, mostly boys. My name is Paul and I've been locked in this shed since March. Carbon fibering is on hold for now and we're going to go back to something which is a bit more of our normal lane. Also, take off my awesome hat because it is blocking the light getting to my bald head. I have a package which has arrived first of all. This is cool. It's a hoodie. Yes. Oh, that's awesome. It's Big Dave. Big Dave's YouTube channel. It's David McLucky DIY, and I'll put a link in the description below. He does very in-depth videos of technical projects that he's doing in his shed. Very soothing viewing, and he is a smart. So he's getting a ton of subscribers now and lots of new followers. Go and have a look at his videos if you want to check him out. But Dave is the one that does all of the mechanical work on the Subaru. So much is being done right now. I can't wait to drift it again because we've made so many upgrades during the lockdown. The only thing that I haven't been able to do yet is seats because I can't find anyone that has them. And I want to get the Sparkle Grid Q seat, just like 6.5 kilograms. And the other problem is I can order them from Poland and it takes like 60 days for it to get here. Or I could order it from some of the UK companies, but they're ignoring me. Hi, I'd like to spend £1,000 on chairs from your shop. And they'd like to not respond to my emails so they can get fucked. Yes, I can't wear this. It's too nice. I can't wear it. I'm gonna end up ruining it if I wear it in here. But that's cool. I really like that. That's nice and soft. You can buy these, by the way. You go to the Teespring page, David's Teespring page. I made this design, which is why I like it. Big Dave in his orange overalls. Go buy a t-shirt. Go buy a hoodie. Do something. And then Dave and I can make more videos and buy more tools so that we can do things. I'm going to put these back in the house where it's tidy. The reason we have gathered here today is to talk about fuel surge tanks. For several years now, we've been gathering subscribers on YouTube for people that think that we remap cars. We don't know what we're doing. We're just banging rocks together over here. But we made a couple of videos in the past explaining some things we learned about remapping cars. And I think we published the entire depth of our knowledge at once, and that was it. We have no more knowledge to share. But I have had to do some research about fuel surge tanks. The Driftbaru. The Subaru fuel tank is a saddle tank, so it goes down over the transmission tunnel. Down in the bottom corners here, fuel gets pocketed down there, and when you go on a corner, it loads up fuel onto one side, and one half of the tank can run dry. So the pickup pipe is on the driver's side, and it can run dry on corners. One of the many problems with Subarus and drifting them is fuel starvation. So the Subaru has an upgraded fuel pressure regulator from Fuel Labs, an upgraded Walbro or TI Automotive fuel pump. It's a 450 litre pump rather than the normal 255 pump. You hear about the Walbro 255. Well, we've got the Walbro 450, which we got from MB Developments. The door is just opening itself here. Let me close that too. Jibber jabber, jibber jabber. In the early days of drifting, like before we could actually do consistent drifts, we developed a fuel cutting problem. And then we went through a whole bunch of upgrades. We put on bigger fuel injectors, put on the fuel pressure regulator, changed for a bigger fuel pump, and we still get the fuel cutting issues. So we have to go out for every session with the tank absolutely brimmed to the top of the filler neck, and then by the end of a 5-minute session, we use almost a quarter of a tank sometimes on a single 5-minute session on the drift track. Which means after every session we have to go back to the pits, fill up the tank. We don't want to have to do that. So this, I think, given the fact that it is covered with Nuke Performance stickers, there's the biggest clue there. So Nuke Performance are a Swedish company that makes fuel surge tanks. So I'm going to open this box, show you what's in it, and I'm going to explain to you why I bought what I bought. Brace yourself, boys and girls, because science is coming as part of this video. Brake specific fuel capacity. That is a measurement which combines the horsepower of your engine with the amount of fuel that it uses. Because different engines are more or less efficient at different points in the rev range. And You can only measure it on a dyno because you can measure the fuel going in and the horsepower being produced, but you can estimate it, which is useful when you start looking at fuel pumps, fuel tanks, surge tanks, injectors. It's a good idea to have an estimate of how much fuel you're going to need to supply to the engine. Now, my fuel pump maxes out at 450 litres per hour. It's not going to do that. Not even close. That would be 330 odd kilograms of fuel per hour that the engine is running. No. A reasonable estimate would be more like 120 litres per hour of fuel. Now let's go crazy for a minute and assume that it's on, to be on the safe side, 135 litres per hour. 135 litres weighs a nice round 100 kilograms, or a less round 220 pounds if you're an American. My 300 horsepower, depending on which dyno you measure it on, divided by the 220 pounds gives you 0.743, which, surprise surprise, is at the top end of the estimates for a forced induction gasoline engine. Well, why do I care? Well, if I know my BSFC and my horsepower, and I am a rational human being who believes that gravity is real and that birds exist, I can calculate how much fuel my engine's going to suck up per hour, which helps with calculations about tanks, lines, fuel surges, injectors, all that carry on. But most specifically, I can calculate how many seconds my fuel surge tank can supply the engine at maximum chat on the drift track. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Anyway, a 1 litre tank would last, based on these calculations, it would last about 25 seconds. Now, I looked at a 1 litre tank. You've maybe seen it on Instagram. There was a 1 litre tank made by Tegiwa. It was about £200. A 1 litre tank would do 25 seconds. This 3 litre bad boy that I have in front of me here will last 75 seconds based on that maths. Now, I will crash long before 75 seconds. If I'm on a drift track at wide open throttle, I'll crash. I mean, what? An average drift run in competition is maybe 30 seconds, if that. So, do you need a giant surge tank? No. Not unless you have a drag car. So why did I buy this one? Capacity, because I'd rather have more than I need, and build quality, but also marketing. Let's see just how cool this thing is. Now, the good people of Nuke Performance in Sweden sent this across to me. It took like 3 days for it to arrive. What have we got? Ah, it's a t-shirt. That's cool. It's very good of them. What else did we get? Oh my god, is that sweets? Oh, it's sweets! Oh, fuck the surge tank. Let's taste the sweets. What have we got? Bilar. Algrens Bilar. Sveriges gotaste bil. Or something. If you're Swedish, sorry I have murdered your language. Right, let's see what this is like. Tastes like a jelly baby made of milk, but with less sugar. Which is probably a good thing. Love it when you get sweets in parts boxes. I am not a complicated man. What I want is sweets and... Oh, stickers! Oh, fuck me. Jesus! Give us a load of stickers. In black and white. Ah, legends. Nice. Enough about the accessories. This is why we're here. Cool box. See what I mean about the marketing? Let's see what we're dealing with here. Got a bundle of parts. Oh, it's in a sealed bag. I thought for a minute that it was just loose parts just jangling around inside this foam. Looks like we have an assortment of AN fittings. Oh, crimps and terminals and eyelets and everything. Washers. Oh, it's all here. This is good. Right, this is why I bought this kit. Like, build quality, it comes with everything you need, and marketing. Try not to drop it. Oh, yes, that is nice. That is the reaction that I want when I spend £400 on a car part. I want to open it and go, oh, that is nice. It's also cool that they gave me like some stickers and stuff. That's very kind of them. CNC'd aluminium, black anodized, I guess. AN fittings, 3 inlets, so there'll be the lift pump will send fuel up out of the tank and into this. This will fill with 3 litres of fuel. Then we'll have one in from the tank. There'll be one return line comes back from the engine for fuel that was not used. And we will have this here outlet which goes off to the engine. Now that looks like an AN10, so we might have to get a little adapter. Yes, that is very nice. And I got spades and eyelets for bolts. Let me pop this open and see what is inside. That is pretty though, I like that. It is almost a shame that it will go in the boot of a crash damaged Subaru and few will ever see it. So yes, Nuke were good enough to send us a t-shirt, some stickers. This is, you can tell this is a premium thing. It is high quality. But I imagine you guys want to see inside it. Me too. So let's do that. So that's a 5mm Allen key. Oh, now there's something I haven't seen before. This teeny tiny washer has a rubber sealer on it. I've never seen an O-ringed washer before. That is a tiny thing, but I like tiny things. Fortunately, so does my wife. The other thing that I could do is I could read the damn instructions. I mean, they were kind enough to include. Is this instructions? No, it's advertising. Is this instructions? No, this is more advertising. Okay. General information and warnings. More advertising. Okay, absolutely no instructions. That could be a problem because I don't know how to open this. Ah, yes. I just insert 2 digits. 2 should be plenty. It's coming. Oh, there we go, right. Sealing grease on it, that's a good thing. I'm going to try not to get it everywhere. And look at it, it's very pretty. It is worth saying, of course, that like part of what I'm paying for here is a very pretty surge tank. I'm just looking now, it even says on their advertising, motorsport parts that look awesome and perform even better. Yes, it does look awesome. Now this is a far cry from that Killer Bee pickup pipe that we bought. That came out and we looked at the welds and we're like, ugh, like we could have done that better ourselves. In fact, here's Dave probably saying that exact thing.
If I was paying £160 for this, I'd want it welded a lot better. I mean, you didn't even take the spatter off it, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, so it's still spattered.
Still got spattered.
And it's not welded on both sides either, is it?
Straight lines.
Now I'm sure there are folks like Chris Drift or Ewan Stark who could just fabricate an aluminium cube which contains your fuel surge tank. I can't do that, nor do I have the time. I don't feel bad that I spent £400 on that. I'll just have to buy no more beer. So the beer's gone, it's gone. Beer budget's gone. These brackets here, somehow we create a structure which will hold a 39mm pump, and then that goes into this hole, and that is our 3 litre fuel surge tank. Now it says on the side here somewhere, it says here performance swirl pot. Now if you have a keen eye, you will notice that this is not going to swirl. This is a tank. Fuel goes in, it sits there, it is not going to swirl. There's no side feed. So if you had a side fed inlet, it would go in the side, hit the back wall and spin on its way down, and then there'd be an external output at the bottom. That would be to de-aerate the fuel and spin it round the inside of the tank. This is just a surge tank. It's not a swirl pot, it's a surge tank. So this will roll side to side with the vehicle, and gravity will slosh the fuel up to the side, but it will always have a fully submerged fuel pump that's never going to run dry, even up to 2G. Now our car can't do 2G, few cars can do 2G lateral grip. So this is going to be absolutely plenty. So it is a high quality thing, I'm very impressed with it. I wish it came with some instructions, because I'm going to have to rely on Garage Big D, as always, to construct this thing. And I'm going to need to get some AN fitting adapters, because that is an AN10 male, and it looks like the threads inside are not AN. I haven't bought all of my adapters yet. I wanted to wait until I got this pump so I could see what I was working with. This is an AN8 and I want to move down to AN6, which better matches my fuel hoses. This, on the back of it, this is not, it doesn't look like it's AN threaded anyway, I'm not sure. But what I could do is get a female AN8 with a male AN6 on the end of it and just have an adapter immediately after this. We're keeping the stock fueling lines. All we're doing is the fuel tank will feed this surge tank and we'll have 3 litres of fuel that is gravity proof and ready to go with a Walbro pump inside it and a Walbro pump in the fuel tank. Fuel in, fuel out, off to the engine, 3-bar fuel pressure regulator, bish bosh wash, no more fuel cut. That's the plan. Now I'm going to put this back together. I'm going to have another sweetie. Thanks, Nuke. Now what I need to do is order some stainless braided fuel hose. I did try to order from McGill Motorsport, but they were out of stock. And they said that their stock is going to take 6 weeks for it to come back in, which means it's coming from China.
China, 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 China.
So I'll just have a look and see if I can find another supplier for the fuel hose. If you have any recommendations for stainless braided fuel hose and where I might get about, I don't know, 5 or 6 meters of it, let me know, because I'm in the market for buying some. Shout out, by the way, to Torx UK, who do a whole series of AN fittings that adapt straight onto the stock Subaru fuel tank. It's got these really weird non-standard barb things to get a proper fitting. I've seen some people use compression clamps or rubber hoses just with lots of Jubilee clips on, but we've been able to find from Torx UK a specific machined AN fitting which clamps onto the Subaru fuel pump outlet. I am impressed with this fuel surge tank. I am not sponsored. It was a bit of a wallet stinger at £400. But it's very high quality, and hopefully it will save us from blowing up the Subaru's engine. I'm going to pack all this away. I'll now have to find a way to get it to Big Dave without violating social distancing protocols, but I'm impressed with that. I do not have buyer's remorse. Sometimes you spend a lot of money on a thing and you go, wish I hadn't bought that. This is very high quality. I'm really pleased with that. I just need to get all the adapters and fittings now, and then our Subaru will be fuel cut free, hopefully, and I can stop taking so much bloody fuel to the track in cans. Because at the moment I have to refill after every session so that we don't get fuel cut, and that means I have to take like 4 different jerry cans with me, and it would be good to not have to do that. Anyway, I'm going to pack up here. I'm going to eat the rest of my Swedish sweets. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any recommendations for fuel hose, that would be helpful. And other than that, look after yourselves, stay safe, make good decisions, and we'll see you in the next video. Those are not bad.